Hi everybody, in today's tutorial we're going to be looking at the concept of data hiding when we are designing classes in Java. So to get started, let's go into our IDE and I'm going to make a new Java project. I'm going to call this the pen project. And in the pen project we're going to have two class files. At the moment my source folder is empty, but I'm going to make a new class. This is just going to be the main program, so I'll just call it main. Remember to start your class names with a capital letter. And the other class that I'm going to design will be the pen class. Okay, so in the pen class file, let's think about the pen properties. Some people might say the pen attributes, or some people might say use the word variables. It's all the same thing. I'm going to say that every pen has a color, every pen has a price, and every pen has an isEmpty indicator. Okay, so those are my three pen properties. I'm now going to design the constructor method. Okay, so to help me design the constructor method, I'm just going to go back to my main program and I'm going to imagine that I have a pen class already designed. So pen p equals new pen. So this is the constructor method here. Are we going to send it some data when we construct? Yeah. Let's give it a color and a price. Okay, so that's going to be kind of the basis of my design. So let's go back to the pen class and let's design the constructor method. It's a special method. It has the same name as the class name. And we don't need to use void even though it's not returning anything. So string color double price, and I'm going to assign these parameters to the class properties for safe storage. Okay, so this dot color, the property color here, will be assigned this parameter color, and this dot price will be assigned the price parameter, and this dot isEmpty, I'm just going to set that to be false whenever we construct a new pen. A new pen is never empty. Okay, so there's my constructor method. Now let's go back into the main program and just see if that design works. Let's do system.out.print ln p, which is our variable, our object variable, dot isEmpty. And let's just run that, see if it works. And there we see isEmpty is false, as we designed. Now let's change the pen's price. Let's say we got a little discount and it's down to $6.95. Now let's just see if that worked. And hopefully we'll see $6.95. And there we go. So we've managed to alter data stored in the object. Now there is an issue here because it could be maybe accidentally or maybe maliciously, if you're a hacker or something like that, you might want to attack the object's data in a way that makes it unrealistic or unnecessary, etc. Okay? And this is a big problem in programming. The accidental or malicious altering of data stored in objects. Okay? We don't want this to be possible. So in the pen class, what we need to figure out is how can we hide the properties or the data from other programs to stop that malicious or unintentional changing of data. What we can do is make all of the properties in the class private. We are hiding the data from other programs. So the main program can no longer see that property. We now get an error. The field is not visible. Okay? So I'm protecting it. I'm protecting the data in the object by hiding it from other programs. The problem now, of course, is that this program, main, cannot communicate effectively with the object. Okay? So we've solved a problem, but we've created a new problem. The data stored in an object after constructing the object is no longer visible. Okay? So that's a problem. What we have to do is design what are known as accessor methods. And these methods will allow us to access the data stored in an object. Okay? So these are all public methods. The first one I'm going to design returns a string, and I'm going to call this method getColor. And all this method does is return this dot color. Okay, that's what that method does. Now let's do an accessor method for each property in the class. We've got color, we've got price, and we've got isEmpty. So we've done color. Let's do price, which is a double. Oops, what am I doing here? So that's a dot. It returns a double, and it returns this dot price. And the final accessor method returns a boolean, and this is getIsEmpty, and it returns this dot isEmpty. Okay, so I've designed 3 accessor methods which will allow a program to communicate with the object. So rather than calling the variable, I'm actually going to call the method getIsEmpty. Okay, and for the price, we're going to call the method getPrice, which I designed. Ooh, we've still got this problem here. I want to change data stored in the object. How can I change the data? These methods allow me to access the data, but what I also need to design are some Mutator methods. And I definitely need to do that for the price property. Okay, so this method does not return anything, but it changes the price. So I'm going to call it setPrice. And this method takes a double as a parameter, and it assigns new price to the price property. Okay, so this method will allow me to change data stored in the price property. This is a Mutator method. And we could do that with the isEmpty. Public void setIsEmpty boolean new, I don't know, let's call it new status. And this dot isEmpty is assigned the new data stored in that parameter new status. Okay. So in my main program, when I want to change something, I call the pen class's setPrice. Method, and I send it some data. Oh, by the way, I can still do this, look. I could still do that. And if I run my program, okay, so what's the difference between assigning data directly to a variable and using a method to communicate with the property? Okay, well, the magic is we can do this. In my setPrice mutator method, I'm going to do this. If new price is greater than or equal to 0, then I will allow the change to happen. And if it's less than 0, nothing will happen. Okay? So this is also a nice way to help protect the integrity of data. So the original price was $7.95. I'm trying to change it to minus $6.95. Hopefully, it didn't change. Let's find out. Nothing changed. Okay? So a strategy to help protect data is to hide properties of an object by using the private keyword, and then design Accessor and Mutator methods to allow us to communicate with the data stored in an object. Okay? Have a go.